So inside this video, I'll be going over the exact setup that makes me over $10,000 consistently a week. Okay, but because we are, in an industry where people don't really show results, they don't show real results, they fake everything, they rent cars in Dubai, etc. I'm going to show you guys that's actually real. I have proof of everything, proof of concept, proof of results, and everything in between, right? So right here, you can see within a date, this is a week, so 5 days. You can see on my 5 funded accounts right here on Top Step, right? And you can see the total P&L $2,000 in a single week. Now, this is obviously multiplied by 5 because it's on 5 different accounts, right? Because I just use a copy trader. So with that proof, right, you can also go on my channel. I've got proof of everything on there as well. Don't worry. But let's get into the exact setup. Let me show you guys why it works, how it works, and how you can make these kind of numbers and get these kind of results as well. So in order to make this profitable system work for you and work consistently, you have to understand how the setup works, how the entry works, and how the time works. So specifically what you're looking for, specifically how you're going to enter by going on the lower time frames, and specifically when you're going to enter. Now, all of these are obviously connected. You can't just have one and not understand the other. So let's go over all three and basically let me show you guys all the sauce, all the secrets behind the scenes, and basically what no one else is showing you. So now right here we have a theoretical market structure. You may have seen this before. I have as well, because this is how I was taught back in the day when I started out trading 5 years ago, right? I was taught just wait for a significant level. First of all, mark that out. Wait for a breakout of that significant level, wait for a pullback to that, wait for a rejection, and then fly up. It's very simple. It's very self-explanatory. And if you do this, if you enter just here, stop loss here, take profit up here, you're going to make so much money. You're going to become a profitable trader, millionaire trader. You're going to drive in Lambos, etc. Right? But the problem is this does not work. I'm just going to be honest right here. Theoretical market structure doesn't work like this. It doesn't print like this. Okay? If it printed like this, and if these levels were so strong and rejected so nicely off this looks like a painting, I can't lie, then everyone would be a millionaire. If this was the way the market moved, everyone would be profitable, everyone would be millionaire. But the problem is 99% of traders never become profitable, and 99% of traders trade this exact way. So what does that tell you? That tells you that this doesn't work, but you should instead wait for a realistic market structure and actually go over that and learn that, master that. So that means price is going to go up, down, fake out everyone here, then go down, grab liquidity, up, down, not break these highs, make a small higher low, up, grab liquidity, reject, grab liquidity down here, reject. Like, it's going to do stuff like this. This is realistic market structure right here, right? And your job is to figure out exactly when to enter based off this. And that is where the systems comes into play, right? You do not enter here. You do not enter after a break and retest of a significant level like everyone else, like 99% of traders, because 99% of traders are unprofitable. You don't enter a breakout right here expecting price to go even higher when there's no liquidity grabbed. And you don't enter right here as well when you see a break and retest or a gap kind of thing right here, and then you try and take price to the downside. It doesn't work like this because everyone is trading this way. So as a trader, as you're watching this video, you have to understand, you have to think outside the box and do something differently compared to everyone else. And that specific thing is waiting for everyone to get liquidated, aka stop hunted, aka manipulated. Okay, so you wait for everyone to get stopped out and then you enter. So right here you can see there were stops below these lows, stops below these lows, there's stop below here, stops up here. Every single low and every single high, there's stop losses, because stop losses equals liquidity, liquidity equals money. Now, understanding this, what does price then want to do, right? If we push up here, let's just say theoretical, this is an entry for a retail trader, right? We push up, we tap a significant level, and we start rejecting and pushing even higher, right? Everyone and all the retail traders, aka all the unprofitable traders, they enter right here, right? The stops below, take profit up here. But you got to understand that whenever retail traders, you and me, for example, as well, I just call retail traders just normal traders, not hedge funds, not institutions, etc. Whenever they get tapped, take profit, whenever their take profit gets tapped, they make money and the market loses money. So you have to understand that the market loses money whenever everyone else makes money. So realistically, you have to ask yourself, is price just going to shoot directly up and, hit everyone's take profit and the market loses money? No, obviously not going to do that. But what it is going to do, however, is push down to this level and then reject smallly, like just reject just a bit, right? And everyone is entering right here because everyone thinks that it's going to continue up, right? Stop loss here, take profit here. But the markets are going to realize that, okay, everyone has their stop losses down here and take profit up here. What are we going to do? We are going to push price down, then liquidate all of these stop losses down here below previous lows, because previous lows, there's resting sell side liquidity. Liquidity equals stop losses, and stop losses equals money. And once we've liquidated those lows, we are going to push directly up to their take profit, original take profit, but without them. So first of all, it grabbed money to the downside, grabbed liquidity, stopped out and manipulated everyone, and then it moved with proper volume. And this is exactly what we want to take advantage of inside the system, and that's how it works so good and has an incredible win rate. So with this information, you do not enter right here, you don't enter here or whatever. No, you enter post liquidity grab right here, for example. So now you realize that, okay, well, there is a, high up here, low, high, low, high, not a high though, but a high, right? And you realize as a, you watching this video right here that there are resting stop losses below previous lows and above previous highs. So below these previous lows and above these previous highs. And now is price going to shoot up directly and everyone has to take profit up here? Everyone's going to make money? No, obviously not. It's going to push price down, liquidate everyone, stop out everyone, because I know you've tried this before. You just enter a trade and then price immediately goes against you, right? You immediately get stop loss or whatever, and then price goes to your original take profit. And the idea behind the trade was right. You were basically right, but you just got tapped out by that small amount of that huge wick that just liquidated you. I know you've tried this before, and so had I. I was struggling with that for years. But again, you do not enter up here. You enter post liquidity grab once we liquidate all the retail traders, and then you can ride the wave, going bullish or going in the higher time frame direction, which in this case is bullish. And same idea right here, right? Up here, you realize, okay, well, there's resting buy side liquidity. Liquidity equals stop losses equals money, and there's lows down here. Now, what are we going to do? Are we just going to shoot directly up? No, we're going to shoot up, then liquidate all of this resting buy side, and then we're going to break structure to downside and then continue. So basically, you guys can see the pattern here. And this is what happens on all markets, in all sessions, on all time frames. It liquidates and stops out everyone else. And your job is to figure out a way, which is the systems exactly, right? It figure out a way to enter once everyone has gotten stopped out. And it's the same exact idea down here with the third entry, right? You realize that, okay, now we switch from bullish to bearish, right? Because we broke structure to downside. But you also have to realize that we are printing and pushing into a gap right here. So everyone is going to take sells, stop loss up here, take profit down here. Now, what happens, right? Are we going to shoot directly down and all the retail traders makes money, the market loses money? No, obviously not. We're going to push up and then tap out everyone that had their stop loss resting above these previous highs, and then we're going to drop. And we're going to drop really, really fast because there's a lot of volume once we tap, grab liquidity up here. And that's why this system works so good, because we take advantage of all the retail traders not knowing this information, and we basically, get in after everyone has gotten stopped out. Now, specifically when you enter, I've made its free checklist PDF file. You can just download this inside my free Discord after this video. But you also have to understand how it works, obviously. Now, with timing specifically and timing about entries, right? You obviously have to understand that we try and take advantage of liquidity grabs. And liquidity grabs typically happens when there's the most amount of volume. And you may ask, when is there going to be the most amount of volume? Well, there's going to be the most amount of volume during market opens. So that is Asia open, right? That's the first one. London open, second one. New York open, third one. And NYSE open, fourth one. And NYSE is basically just New York Stock Exchange at 9:30 a.m. Eastern. And out of these 4 market opens, well, New York and NYSE is going to be the most volatile. And the most volatile sessions is going to bring in the most amount of liquidity grabs, because volume literally just equals to liquidity. But you basically have to understand how it works in live conditions as well. So I'm going to be going over the trades that allows me to make $10,000 a week consistently, and specifically how I go about entering with the setup, the entry, and the time. So this is the first trade. I believe I made like $5,200 off this single trade. But basically what I do on every single day that I show up to the market, which is 5 days a week, I go to the daily time frames to figure out the higher time frame direction and narrative. So right here, you can clearly see that we are bullish, right? The current candle, the current daily candle is heavily bullish. So I'm mainly looking for buys here. Then we drop down to the 4 hour, right? We identify that the 4 hour is also bullish, right? With breaking previous lows. So that's even better. Then we drop down to the 1 hour and basically do a top down analysis from there, right? And now, as you can see right here, well, we are respecting these kind of levels right here, aka a break and retest. So what most traders are going to do is they're going to enter right there, put their stops below this low, below the previous low, or below these lows. Now, the idea here is good. The overall trend is bullish. We're respecting these levels, but the problem is everyone is trading this way and everyone has their stops down here, stops either here or here. So what is price going to then do? Well, price is obviously going to push down, or most likely going to push down, liquidate everyone, and then fake out everyone, stop out everyone that had their stops here, here, and here. And then it's most likely going to push in that overall direction post liquidity grab. And funny enough, what time is this also? This is exactly at 9:30 or just before 9:30 a.m. Eastern, aka NYSE open. So now let's play price and don't enter like everyone else. Let's just wait for price to open up or the market to open up, and let's see what it does here. Let's go to the 5 minute and play price right here. We shoot directly down, and now everyone that had their stops here, 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 and here, they got liquidated and ran through. So if we play the next 5 minute, what happens? Well, look at this. We get a huge rejection right after liquidating all of this liquidity down here. So now, if we go to my checklist, well, is there a clear liquidity grab? Yes, there is. If you go to the 30-minute, just look at this. Now, this hasn't moved yet, but this is the move that I'm going to take advantage of. But is there a clear liquidity grab? Yes, there is. We liquidated all of this sell-side liquidity. All these stop losses from retail traders has been liquidated and stopped out, manipulated, stop punted, whatever you want to call it. And now we go to the checklist again. Is it in a volatile session, preferably NY, so New York, or NYC? Yes, it's just after NYC, so 10 minutes after NYC. Now, has the liquidity grab taken out previous 4-hour or 1 hour or 30-minute highs or lows? Yes, it has. Previous 30-minute, previous 1 hour lows, and previous 4-hour lows down here. Now, do you see the pattern here? Every single box on my checklist, my entry checklist, is being ticked off, right? Is the liquidity grab following the daily and 4-hour direction? Yes, it is. It's bullish and sell side has gotten liquidated, and now we can continue. It's just beautiful, right? So where was my entry exactly? Well, it was right here on this candle closure on the 5-minute right there. Stop loss was protected down here, and I was targeting Asia high. No, this is London highs, my bad. This is London highs right there, and you actually let it run for a bit. And my stops wasn't this. I think it was on the 3-minute candle flip. Yeah, right there. And this was basically the position. Beautiful position. And what do? We basically just shoot directly up. It's just amazing, right? So we shoot up, take profit hit, and this was a beautiful little over a 1-to-1. And with the statistics of this, you may, have been brainwashed. I'm not gonna, be annoying or whatever, but you may have been brainwashed into thinking that 1-to-2s or 1-to-3s are necessary in order to become profitable. But no, that's not the case. If you have a good win rate and you have a decent RR, you can make a lot of money with it. This strategy has specifically an average of a 1-to-1, and the win rate is about 80 to 82% with my data from the last like two years or 2.5 years or something. So 80 to 82% win rate, average 1-to-1 RR. Now, this was the first setup. Can you see the idea, right? We're grabbing liquidity to the downside, following the higher time frame direction. So whenever we're bullish, we want to see sell side gets liquidated at market open, and then we push up. So let's jump over to the next trade and let me show you guys how it's done. Again, it's basically the same thing. Now, this is the second trade inside this week. So the first one was doing Monday. The second one was doing Friday, which is right now. And I'm specifically, if I remember correctly, I made like $4,800 on this or something. I can't remember exactly, but it's over 10K, don't worry. But basically, this is market open right here. Now, what do? We go to the daily time frame again, do a top-down analysis, right? Daily is overall bullish. 4-hour is overall bullish. 1 hour is bullish, right? This hasn't played out yet, but 30 minutes is also bullish if you look at this structure right here. Then we realize that, okay, everyone has their stop losses down here, right? That is getting ran through right now at market open, funny enough, right? And we have highs up here, right? We also do have some lows down here, but those are not something special, right? Now, what happens here, right? We push down, but this is market open right now as we speak, right? Next 5 minute push downs. Look at this. Pushes down and liquidate these previous lows down here. So everyone that had their stop loss from these positions over here, right, with these stops, they got ran through right there because they were expecting all-time highs. They're expecting a big move. They just got ran through exactly to the T. And I know you've tried this as well, right? I have as well, don't worry. But basically, everyone got stopped out here, and everyone that had their stop losses right here with the entries here, they also got liquidated. Everyone got liquidated, aka everyone has gotten stopped out, and now you can enter. So now the setup is here, right? We have a clear liquidity grab, aka the checklist, right? Is there a clear liquidity grab? Yes, there is. Look at this, right? And now, is it in a volatile session, aka NY or NYC? Yes, it is. It's at NYC at market open, the most volatile session ever. And then third of all, has the liquidity grab taken out previous 4-hour, 1 hour, or 30-minute lows? Yes, it has. It's taken out previous 4-hour lows, previous 1 hour lows, previous 30-minute lows, 15, 5. It's taken out every single one basically. So another one is the liquidity grab following the daily and 4-hour direction. Yes, it is. If you go to the daily time frame, we are bullish. If you go to the 4-hour, we are bullish and we're taking buys. And in a bullish uptrend, right, we want to see sell side get liquidated first and then continuation up, right? In a bearish example, right, we want to see buy side get liquidated first and then push down, right? So in an uptrend, we want to see this happen, liquidity grab to the downside. In a downtrend, we want to see this happen right here, liquidity grab to the upside, okay? And then we can continue down, then we can continue up post liquidity grab down here. So again, the boxes, ticks off, right? And how do we enter right here? Well, we basically go down to the lower time frames, right? I do not enter on this candle right here. I specifically wait for the next one. And I realize that now we have a fair value gap here that gets disrespected, right? So we have multiple ways of entering this. This is what I go over with my mentorship as well. But basically, this was my entry right here, 1.5 RR specifically. And we basically enter on the candle closure. It is currently 9:40, aka 10 minutes into market open again, right? It repeats over time. This setup, this system is repeatable. And when something is repeatable in trading, you can make so much money off it. It's insane, right? Now we basically just push up to take profit, and life is beautiful. So if you've liked this video, please leave a like, comment, and subscribe. It means the world to me. And if you want access to this checklist, right, just go to my free Discord, link in the description, and download it for free. No charge, no nothing. And if you want a one-on-one mentorship, right, where you get access to everything, check the link in the description as well. But thank you for watching. Please leave a like, comment, subscribe, and I'm out.